That moment in sleepy time when Bingo floats through space alone, it's not just a dream sequence. The reason Bingo appears in only 140 episodes compared to Bluey's near-perfect attendance is shocking. While millions of fans see Bingo as Bluey's adorable little sister, the evidence suggests something far more profound, that Bingo might not be real at all, but rather Bluey's imaginary sister created to fill a heartbreaking void. At Missing Episodes, tell a story. Have you ever wondered why Bingo is completely absent from specific episodes? Not just background appearances, completely missing. Episodes like Shadowlands, Calypso, Shops, The Adventure, Early Baby, Mums and Dads, Army, Octopus, and Typewriter all share one crucial element. They're moments when Bluey needs to face reality without her emotional support system. In Shadowlands, Bluey plays alone with her shadow, learning to be independent. In Calypso, she's at school dealing with real social dynamics. In Shops, she's learning patience and real-world consequences. Notice the pattern? Every time Bluey needs to grow emotionally or face genuine challenges, Bingo mysteriously vanishes. The creators are showing us that Bingo exists primarily when Bluey needs comfort, companionship, or someone to lead and play. When Bluey must confront the real world independently, her imaginary sister simply isn't there. Birth that never happened. Here's where the theory gets heartbreaking. Remember how we've seen Bluey as a baby in Baby Race, but Bingo's infancy remained mysteriously absent until recently? The official explanation involves health struggles, but what if the truth is simpler and more devastating? What if Bingo was never born at all? The evidence lies in the family dynamics. Bandit and Chili's relationship in early flashbacks shows the stress of parents who have experienced loss. Chili's emotional distance in certain episodes, her careful way of watching Bluey interact with Bingo, and the family's almost protective approach to maintaining Bingo's presence all point to parents who are supporting their daughter through an elaborate coping mechanism. Floppy connection. Bingo's beloved stuffed bunny Floppy holds the key to understanding her true nature. We know Bingo has had Floppy since she was supposedly a baby, but here's the crucial detail. Floppy appears in episodes where Bingo is absent. How can a stuffed animal exist without its owner? The answer is devastating in its simplicity. Floppy was never Bingo's toy. It was Bluey's. The bunny represents the sister Bluey created in her mind, the companion she talks to when she's alone. When Bluey plays with Bingo, she's actually talking to Floppy, projecting an entire personality onto her beloved stuffed animal. This explains why Bingo is described as being okay with it all during stressful family moments. She doesn't react to real-world problems because she exists in the safe space of Bluey's imagination, where everything always works out. Adults are in on it. The most compelling evidence comes from how the adults interact with Bingo. Watch carefully. Bandit and Chili never directly discipline Bingo. They never have one-on-one conversations with her that don't involve Bluey. When they address both girls, they're actually talking to Bluey while acknowledging her need for her imaginary sister. In Daddy Drop-Off, Bandit's interaction with Bingo at the kindy seems sweet until you realize what's actually happening. He's participating in Bluey's fantasy to help her feel comfortable starting school. The wind-up Bingo game isn't about Bingo at all. It's about giving Bluey a way to approach new situations with confidence. Even Lila, Bingo's supposed best friend, might be playing along. Children are incredibly perceptive and kind. When Lila plays with Bingo, she's actually engaging with Bluey's elaborate imaginative world, helping her maintain the fantasy that keeps her emotionally stable. Developmental clues. Bingo's personality perfectly matches what a 6-year-old would imagine in an ideal little sister. She's always agreeable, rarely causes real trouble, and serves as the perfect companion for Bluey's games. Her supposed sensitivity and tendency to have hurt feelings actually represent Bluey's own emotional needs projected onto her imaginary sister. The fact that Bingo usually lets Bluey take the lead isn't about personality. It's about the fundamental nature of imaginary friends. They exist to support the creator's needs, not to challenge or compete with them. Even Bingo's interests, bugs, space, books, ballet, are exactly what a creative child like Bluey would give an imaginary sister. They're specific enough to feel real, but convenient enough to never conflict with Bluey's own activities. Space Dream Revelation. Sleepy time isn't just Bingo's dream, it's Bluey's subconscious processing the truth about her sister. When Bingo floats alone through space, she's representing the liminal space between reality and imagination, where she actually exists. The episode's themes of growing up and finding your place in the universe take on new meaning when you understand that Bingo is struggling with the fact that she doesn't truly exist in the real world. The moment when Bingo reaches the sun and declares, "I'm not ready," isn't about growing up. It's about Bluey's subconscious recognition that she might need to let go of her imaginary sister someday. Family's gentle conspiracy. The Healer family's approach to Bingo reveals their incredible love for Bluey. Rather than forcing her to abandon her imaginary friend, they've created an entire support system around maintaining the fantasy. Extended family members, neighbors, and even school friends all participate in acknowledging Bingo's presence. The family recognizes that Bingo serves a crucial emotional function for Bluey, helping her process feelings, practice social skills, and maintain emotional balance. By supporting the fantasy, they're giving Bluey the time and space she needs to eventually outgrow her need for an imaginary sister naturally. Counting limitation. Here's a detail that reveals the truth. Bingo can only count to 14. This isn't a realistic limitation for a 5-year-old, but it perfectly represents the boundaries of Bluey's imagination. Even in her fantasy, Bluey can only project knowledge and abilities that she herself possesses or can conceive of. This limitation appears in episodes like Hide and Seek and Exercise, always when Bingo is supposed to demonstrate independent knowledge. It's not that Bingo is less capable, it's that she's limited by the imagination that created her. Physical evidence. The most heartbreaking clue lies in the family photos and physical evidence. Notice how Bingo appears in pictures, but never in candid, unposed shots. The baby picture showing Bingo with Floppy is actually Bluey with her stuffed bunny, projected backward to create a history for her imaginary sister. The bedroom they supposedly share shows signs of being designed for one child. The toys, the arrangement, even the bed placement all suggest a single child's room where that child talks to their stuffed animals and imaginary friends. Nickname pattern reveals everything. Here's a detail that's been hiding in plain sight. Bingo's extensive list of nicknames throughout the series. From Slobberdabba to Sparkle Shot, from Tap Girl to Snowdrop, these aren't just playful names, they're the evolving identities that Bluey creates for her imaginary sister in different games. Each nickname represents a different aspect of play that Bluey needs. Snowdrop for gentle, nature-focused games. Tap Girl for energetic activities. Rita for when she wants to play with older characters. The sheer number of these identities, over 15 distinct personas, shows the incredible complexity of Bluey's imaginative world and how Bingo serves different emotional and creative needs. Most tellingly, these nicknames often appear when Bluey is trying to engage others in play. Granny Rita helps Bluey connect with actual grandparents, while Dr. Glenda allows her to process medical experiences. Bingo becomes whoever Bluey needs her to be in that moment. Car seat clue. Remember how the creators changed Bingo's car seat between seasons after receiving feedback that she wasn't big enough for a lap sash seat? This wasn't just attention to safety detail, it was the production team accidentally revealing the truth. They had to correct Bingo's physical presence because they were thinking of her as younger than her supposed age, precisely because she represents Bluey's need for a smaller, more dependent companion. The fact that fans had to point out this inconsistency suggests that even the creators sometimes forget Bingo's real age because they're subconsciously thinking of her as the idealized little sister that exists in Bluey's imagination. Brandy connection mystery. The show establishes that Bingo strongly resembles her Aunt Brandy, who has struggled with having children. But what if this resemblance is intentional storytelling? Brandy's presence in the family serves as a painful reminder of the child that might have been. Bluey's creation of Bingo as someone who looks like Brandy could be her subconscious way of giving her aunt the child she never had, while giving herself the sister she always wanted. Hospital episodes decoded. Episodes like Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound, where Bingo appears in medical settings, aren't about Bingo's health problems. They're about Bluey processing her own medical experiences or fears. Children often work through anxiety by projecting their experiences onto imaginary friends or beloved toys. When Bingo is in the hospital, we're actually seeing Bluey's way of coping with scary medical environments. She creates a version of herself, smaller, more vulnerable, who can experience these frightening situations and come through them safely. It's a sophisticated emotional defense mechanism. Development timeline that doesn't add up. Here's a crucial detail. Unlike Bluey and Bandit, who appeared in the 2016 pilot, Bingo first appeared in the 2017 pilot. This isn't just production history, it's evidence that Bingo was added to the show because the creators realized they needed to explore themes of childhood imagination and family dynamics that required an imaginary companion. The character development notes reveal that Bingo was initially considered male, then changed to female. This kind of fundamental character revision happens when creators are developing not a real character, but a symbolic representation of childhood needs and imagination. What other details have you noticed that support this theory? Share your observations in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the incredible storytelling that makes Bluey such an extraordinary series for viewers of all ages.